At Thomas More, I was, very much intrigued by, still to this day, this merging of things that don't necessarily appear to go together. So at the time, I was really interested in science and art. And I think I equate that to growing up in a multicultural home. My father was Irish, my mother was Mexican or is Mexican. And so from a very early age, I think I've always had an affinity for things that don't seem to go together. And I think that that's a great metaphor for, the current environment we're in.
Meet Chris Duffey. He is a member of the Thomas More class of 1992. He currently works as a strategic development manager at Adobe. Prior to his career at Adobe, he worked in advertising in New York, and he even got to work on the first case studies for the Apple Watch.
For many years prior to Adobe, I was on the digital health side. And I like to use the medical analogy of the stethoscope. In many ways, I'm the stethoscope for Adobe, where I connect industry with our marketing, sales, and product teams. I was invited to do the first healthcare use case for Apple Watch, and we were doing predictive analysis for fibromyalgia at the time. So we were seeing, are there triggers, patterns in lowering of mobility in terms of what was more medication needed at that time. And so I was giving a case study success story at Apple. Adobe happened to be in the crowd, and they invited me to join Adobe about 6 years ago.
Duffey believes his experience at Thomas More gave him a sense of community and provided a place where he could express himself.
It is a very special place in my mind in terms of creating a tight-knit community. And I think we're seeing the importance of community even more so as the world has become more digital. And so I think that's why I'm really excited about the metaverse. Is one of its core principles is embedding this sense of community into experiences. And so I experienced that firsthand at St. Thomas More growing up, where we had this, I think a nice safe haven for expression, for growth, for exploration, and couldn't have asked for anything more at that time of my life. So really, I think encourage people to go to St. Thomas More, reinvest in Thomas More, because it's a special place, and I'm a byproduct of St. Thomas More.
Duffey has a message for all current STM students.
I would say give yourself permission to explore. Now is the time to explore all your interests and self-expression. I'll share a fact that I share with my two daughters, 16 and 11. It's a couple years old now, but by 2030, 70% of jobs don't exist yet. And so what businesses, higher level education from the folks I speak to, are all reinforcing the importance of critical thinking. And something at Adobe we talk about is the creator economy. For many years, I've been an advocate of creativity. And, I think there is somewhat of a creative bias in the boardroom, in the sense of creativity doesn't necessarily feel very tangible on a business level. But over recent years, there's been a number of studies on the importance, the value of creativity. But I think the industry has taken it to heart and has evolved the definition of creativity to creator economy. And what that means is the ability to create. So from the people I talk to in higher education and in the business world, critical thinking plus the ability to create will be the skill set for the winners of tomorrow.